want you to think about something for a moment. If you had just $100 to spend in 2026, where would it go? That's not a hypothetical question. Because whether you realize it or not, decisions being made right now about war and military spending are already deciding for you. By 2026, the cost of conflict won't just be measured in trillions at the national level. It'll show up in your wallet, in your grocery bill, and in that $100 bill that suddenly doesn't go as far as it used to. When we talk about war costs, the numbers get astronomical fast. A single modern conflict can run into the hundreds of billions or even trillions of dollars. But let's break that down to something tangible. If you divide projected 2026 wartime expenditures across every American, you're looking at roughly $800 to $1,200 per person annually. These are estimates, but they're based on historical spending patterns from recent conflicts. For context, that's about 8 to 12 of your $100 bills vanishing before you even see them. But the meter doesn't stop running when the shooting stops. In reality, war creates a cascade of hidden costs that hit your $100 from multiple angles. Energy prices spike when supply chains get disrupted. Oil tankers reroute, pipelines become targets, and suddenly you're paying 2,030% more at the pump. Shipping costs climb because insurance rates for cargo vessels in conflict zones can triple overnight. That means everything from electronics to clothing costs more. Then there's inflation. When governments print money or borrow heavily to fund military operations, the value of your dollar erodes. What this means is your $100 in 2026 might only have the purchasing power of $75 or $80 in today's terms. To put that into perspective, let's compare what that $100 represents in your daily life. For many Americans, $100 covers a week of basic groceries for a small family. It's a monthly utility bill in some states. It's a couple of tanks of gas or a monthly transit pass in a major city. It's roughly 1/10 of average monthly rent. When you frame military spending this way, you start to see the trade-offs clearly. Every dollar allocated to bombs and bullets is a dollar that could have stayed in your pocket or gone toward infrastructure, healthcare, or education. The immediate costs are just the beginning. Wars generate long-tail expenses that stretch decades into the future, and they all come out of the same pool of money, your money. Veterans' healthcare and disability benefits from a 2026 conflict will still be getting paid in 2050 and beyond. The interest on debt borrowed to fund military operations compounds year after year. Rebuilding infrastructure, both at home and abroad, requires massive investment. Essentially, that $100 you're holding represents not just today's costs, but tomorrow's obligations. Future tax dollars, your future $100 bills, are already spoken for before you earn them. So what can you actually do with your $100 right now? First, consider building resilience. A basic emergency kit with water, non-perishables, first aid supplies, and a flashlight costs about $100 and gives you security when systems get disrupted. Second, invest in yourself. Online courses, professional certifications, or skill-building tools that make you more economically adaptable run in that price range. If you run a small business, $100 in strategic inventory or supplies can buffer against supply chain shocks. Or consider the impact angle. Vetted relief organizations and peace-building nonprofits can turn $100 into measurable help. Food for families, medical supplies, or conflict resolution programs. The point isn't to tell you what to do with your money. It's to remind you that you still have a choice. In 2026, as costs climb and buying power shrinks, that choice becomes more valuable than ever. Wars are expensive, but they're even more expensive when you measure them in the currency of everyday life. Your $100, your choices, your future. By 2026, the costs of conflict will be personal whether we acknowledge them or not. The question isn't whether you'll pay, it's whether you'll pay attention. So the next time you hold a $100 bill, ask yourself, where do you want it to go?